And we're live for real this time. Alrighty, well, welcome everyone to another fantastic episode of Our Parents' Basement. Thank you so much for joining us once again on your Thursday evening. Ah, man, I am still kind of riding the high of this past weekend. I cannot wait to talk about it with these two guys. We had so much fun. So we're going to dedicate an entire episode to a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. And I can't wait. I am Philip, and with me this evening we have Charles and Charles. I can't even speak. Charles, how are you doing this evening?
I'm okay. Doing all right. Yeah.
Good.
Chilled out, relaxed. No whiskey in front of me right now, so that's a bummer.
All right. Good. Glad to have you along. You can drink after the show. And we also have along for the ride Turf. And Turf, how are you doing this evening?
Man, I'm excellent. I am finally recovered from that whirlwind weekend.
Here, whiskey.
Just finally. It took the bigger part of a week, but we are recovered.
Yeah.
Philip, how are you? You know,
yes, how are you?
It was pointed out to me the other day that when we do this, most of the time you say, "Hey, Charles, how are you? Jason, how you doing?" We never ask how you're doing. So I'm going to take a minute, and I want the world to know how is Philip doing.
I am doing quite well, thank you. Quite taken aback by the courtesy I just received. I don't mind, not being asked that because I feel like it's my job to ask you guys that. But hey, I'm doing well. Like you said, I am pleased with the way the weekend turned out, and kind of bummed that it's over, but still riding the high of the memories that came from that weekend. So yeah, I'm good. Thanks for asking.
I have to say we never ask you because we know you're fabulous all the time.
Charles,
either that or we just don't care.
We'll go with the former, Charles, because you know me so well.
I really didn't realize that. I never did until somebody said, y'all never ask ever.
Who said that? I want to know who this person is. I'm curious now.
Just people that talk.
People that talk.
Yeah, the world that watches.
The world. Okay. Our fans.
Our millions of viewers and listeners.
Well, we have hundreds, but
yeah.
Not millions or thousands.
I was using the metric system.
Give us time.
I think that's how that works. It's definitely you count. No, that's not how that works at all. But anyways, so everybody's doing wonderful.
Everybody's doing well.
I'm going to hijack things for just a second. And I want to know, did anybody watch the Nintendo Direct?
I did not. I thought it was tomorrow.
I heard about it. I just didn't really pay attention. I was at work today.
Well,
I have
let me talk to you about it.
Go ahead and talk away.
How do y'all feel about Splatoon?
I never played it.
Me neither. I want to like it. I own both of them, if that counts for anything. My son plays it, but I've just never played it. The Inklings in Splatoon, I have the amiibos, but they're going to be in Smash.
Oh,
and Smash is coming to the Switch, so that's going to be cool.
Did they give a character roster for Smash or no?
They didn't. They gave the three people that are in it are the Inklings, Mario, and Link. Those were the only ones shown in. But then they show a silhouette of a bunch of different characters that like off in the distance you can see. So it'll be the full roster, I'm sure. I don't know about like Ryu and Bayonetta. And,
God, I hope not.
I never did play with Bayonetta in Smash.
She's. I hate using the word cheap, but she's cheap.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe they'll nerf it a little, and
yeah, that'd be nice.
I didn't get any of the DLC for Smash.
Mm-hmm.
I should have, I guess, but I'm a bad DLCer.
It's always fun. Mewtwo is fun, and Ryu is cool. I have respect for Ryu players, but Cloud, no. If you play as Cloud, you're not good. You're just cheap. So
really,
it's.
I'm not good. Period.
No, you're bad. You're really bad. You're like one of the worst Smash players I've ever seen.
Thank you.
In the nicest way possible. I'm just.
Thank you. I'm glad to be the worst.
Well, honestly, the sky's blue, water's wet, and you're bad at Smash. They're just kind of.
There you go.
I've only played it twice in my life.
Yeah, I know, and you paid $2 each time.
First time I had no idea what I was doing. The second time,
you had no idea what you were doing.
I kind of knew what I was doing, but I didn't know what I was doing.
You had a loose grasp of what was going on.
First time.
I had no fucking idea. I'm like, I'm pushing buttons.
Which one am I?
The dead one, because you're not playing anymore. Because you can.
Who knocked me off? No, you knocked yourself.
What
off.
else, Turf, you got?
So Smash on the Switch. Mario Tennis Aces, which I haven't been interested in a Mario Tennis game in a long time, but this one has kind of like a story mode to it, and I'm kind of in. It's got 15 different games, or more than 15 games will be playable. So different things. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna give it a legit go and not just buy it and hoard it up like I do.
Okay.
Let's see. There's some 3DS stuff, but nobody cares about that. Like Detective Pikachu and
3DS.
Luigi's Mansion. Yeah. No, I don't know why they even bother with the 3DS. Like, hey, we've got this old system. Let me show you some stuff. Hey, we got the Wii. Let's show you some stuff for it too while we're at it. Because we're showing off dead systems.
There's one more game coming out for the 3DS that I'm going to get at the end of March, but it's niche RPG that you guys never heard of. So that's the only thing I can think of that's on the 3DS horizon.
What would that be? What would the niche RPG?
It's called The Alliance Alive. Thanks for asking, Turf.
Well, I'm interested about you, man. I need to take some more time to get to know how you feel. I'm sensitive to your feelings tonight.
Wow, this is throwing me for a loop.
What
else you got, Turf? What else?
Luigi's Mansion is going to come on 3DS. They're redoing the original Luigi's Mansion. So if you liked Dark Moon, it's they're doing the first game, the GameCube game. So I think that's cool. Yeah. To put the same game, like it's probably on that. I would assume the Luigi's Mansion, or Dark Moon engine, but it's cool. It looks good. See, Kirby Star Allies for the Switch.
Yeah, that comes out next week.
Now this is just lazy. I'm gonna go ahead and call it that. They're doing Okami again.
Again?
Wasn't that a PS2 game?
It started out, it's our PS2 game.
It was on the Wii.
Then, yeah, and when it was on the PS2, I kept thinking to myself, man, this game would be perfect on the Wii because of all the brush stroking.
Right.
And got released to the Wii, and then I think it got released to everything else after that.
Right. Ridiculous. It's been on every freaking. There's as many versions of Okami as there is Minecraft.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on PS4, Xbox One, PC, Switch. Did we really need another one? I mean, make Okami 2. Just they're as bad as Street Fighter 2. Just re-release the same thing. Octopath Traveler, which that looks cool. Yeah. I'm moderately interested, but I don't know if I'll have time.
Yeah. Well, take the Switch with you. That's what I like about the Switch.
That is one thing I really like about the Switch.
I love that.
So I would have never made it
more and more for the Switch now.
The case.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker for the Wii U. If you didn't get a chance to play that for the Wii U, it is a blast.
Oh, it's a good game. Yeah.
It is a very, very good game, and I would suggest it to anyone. So that's going to be in July. Here's one. Okay, back in the early 2000s, or maybe even in the 90s, did Sony try to hang their hat on to be their mascot?
Crash, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm not the only one that remembers that way, right? Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is coming to the Switch.
Or what?
That's what I said.
What?
And well, then Charles got to doing a little digging, and apparently it's not a Sony property.
Oh.
Acclaim actually owns it now.
Or Activision?
Or Activision, excuse me. Activision actually owns it now. It was developed by, who did we say that it was developed by? Vicarious Visions and Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog, I remember, but I thought Sony was.
Trilogy. That's the trilogy, excuse me.
This was Sony's baby, I thought.
Yeah, Naughty Dog had it 96 and 99, Eurocom 2000 to 2001, Traveler's Tales are the developer. These are the developer. Traveler's Tales 2001, 2004, Dimps, 2006, Radical Entertainment 2005 to 2008, Powerbit 2008, 2010, and work for the various divisions.
Well, see, I didn't realize that there was a Nintendo DS release of Crash? Mind Over Mutant for the
I like
DS.
that title. That's funny.
Yeah.
So
this isn't the first Nintendo one, but it caught me off guard. I didn't realize that until we got to do some looking. Excuse me. Let's see. That was a shocker to me when I'm looking through stuff and they crash. Here's one that I'm kind of excited about that I wish they would do the other game so I could play it again. South Park Fractured But Whole will be on the Switch.
All right.
I think I want to give it a shot. I haven't had a chance to play it yet and I haven't bought it yet, so I'm going to wait and get it for the Switch.
Yeah.
And let's see.
I find myself buying lots more stuff for the Switch now because I can take it with me. Like stuff that would normally be on the PS4, but now it's coming to the Switch. I'm like, no, I'm going to the Switch because
absolutely.
Yeah, take it with me.
Another thing they released, Dark Souls is getting an amiibo.
What?
Yeah.
Aren't amiibos for like, I know I'm not trying to like typecast, but aren't amiibos mainly geared towards like children?
I would think so, but they're making a sun pose or whatever they call that thing.
Oh, praise the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he looks like he's either just stuck the landing in gymnastics.
Yep.
Or he's the Y in YMCA.
Yeah, it's called Praising the Sun. Praise the sun.
So yeah,
love that game.
Solaire of Astora.
Yep.
So there's that amiibo
Good
coming.
guy.
See, Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, Undertale, which I didn't know was a thing until I saw the dude with the helmet.
I finished that game yesterday, actually.
How was it?
Oh God, we're about to get some flack on this podcast. I didn't like it very much. Yep.
Well, okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that. And then Hyrule Warriors got a release date of May 18th. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Pretty hefty lineup.
Right.
I think Smash is their big to do. And
absolutely. I was actually probably excited about the Treasure Tracker Captain Toad than I was that.
That's fine. Yeah.
So, which I'm not a huge Smash guy. I suck at it. So
that's all right.
That was the Nintendo Direct that was today, and cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I like it. I'm still hoping for the. I was hoping we get some either online talk since they got pushed back for another year, or the virtual console. I'd like to see, but I don't even know if that's going to be a thing.
I'm not sure either. I would not surprise me if it wasn't, but there's such a huge library on the Switch already. It's only about a year old, so I mean, even if there is no virtual console, I mean, I'm so pleased with what's getting released physically, so I can't complain too much.
I'm with you. I like what they released physically so far, and then a bunch of the download stuff is good too.
And that too, yeah. So
I like it when they do virtual console. They get to dig a little bit and get to bring things back. Like I would like to have Earthbound on my Switch because I'd like to play Earthbound again. It's on my Wii U.
It's on your mini SNES too.
It is, but I wanted to take it with me.
Oh yeah, take it with you. Yep.
That's I want it on my Switch. I would pay $10 for it again if I could put it on my Switch and carry it around.
Yeah.
So, and I really like. I don't know if you played it on the Wii U, but they made the. If you had the game, I guess you can do it even without the game. You know the strategy guide that came with Earthbound. That's the reason it came in such the big box. They have the digital version of it online, so you can you can go right to it and you can flip through it on your phone or on the Wii U pad or whatever.
Cool. Very cool.
I thought was great.
Good idea. Sweet. Anything else with the Nintendo Direct?
That's about really all that. I guess all that they had. I got to hit the high points. So, yeah.
Yeah. Good idea to talk about that. And like I said, I thought it was tomorrow. So, thanks for being on top of things.
You know me, right there on top.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Smash Brothers because over the weekend there was a Smash Brothers tournament that none of us participated in.
Where was that?
That was at the Louisville Arcade Expo in Louisville, Kentucky. And Charles is holding up his badge for those who are listening audio only. And you know what, guys? Once again, amazing weekend. I had so much fun. Can't believe how much fun it was. Every year you always kind of worry, like, is it going to be as fun as it always was, or is it going to be the same? And you know what? Once again, Louisville, they delivered.
They absolutely did. Absolutely delivered. And it's more and more every year. And I look forward to it. And like you said, I try not to hype it up that there's going to be I'm gonna overhype it to myself. I don't really do that. I just like, get to play some pinball, hang out with the boys. It's gonna be a good time, and I do look forward to it. So it never lets down. We have such a good time. Get to hang out with cool people. Get to meet new people. Get to do what we do. Out with the boys, playing the pinballs. So
having no responsibilities except for getting a high score.
Really, that's the only thing we're worried about is what are we going to eat next, and let's see if we can. Let's play a few more.
I did have the high.
Was that Charles?
I said I did have the high score on one of the Galaga machines for most of the day.
That's
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I got to 97,000 on it.
And Galaga's hard, so more reason to be proud.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just go through the weekend. We all got there Friday afternoon. We met up and we had we had a good time. We got to introduce ourselves to the pins and the arcade cabinets and walk around and look and see what was there. What were some of the highlights that y'all found? Like your favorite games?
Wow. When I first got there, I was thrilled to see. I didn't know this existed until last weekend. A Mario pinball machine. I did not know that was a thing until I got there, and it was so cool. I loved it. It wasn't my favorite pinball machine, but as soon as I saw that, I'm like, yep, this is going to be a good weekend. I just know. It was like a sign. So that was a highlight. I loved seeing Medieval Madness pinball machine again.
Yeah, they had two of them.
Yeah. Attack from Mars was there. Attack on Mars?
Revenge from Mars.
Revenge Mars, thank you. They had that Dreamcast fighting game that I played a bunch last year. So I played that a few times. That was great. Tons of fighting games. Just so many fighting games that I don't get to play very often because I'm not one to play with. So those were great. Yeah, I can go on. Charles, what about you?
That bowling pinball game. It's either strikes and spares or spares and strikes.
I think it was strikes and spares
because it's where there was a spares and strikes, and there's a strikes and spares and a spares and strikes pinball machine that were released by Bally or Midway.
Okay.
The two. So
that was a cool one too.
As soon as you get that timing down, you can do it. Go. Psh, psh. Just both those strikes.
That one was spares and strikes, I believe.
Okay.
And for those who are not familiar, it's not a traditional pinball machine. It's set up in a weird way. Like it still looks like a pinball machine, but you're basically trying to knock over. Like it's like bowling. You're trying to knock over pins. As soon as you hit the flipper, a ball will come down, and you had to hit the flipper again to try to get as many pins as you can. It was really, really well designed. I loved it. So
yeah,
that was cool. Did I explain it right?
Yeah, there's you hit the flipper one time to release the ball, and then you get the time you have to hit the flipper again to flip it up there, and it knocks the pins down. It's not the traditional ramps and bumpers and targets like you have in pinball. You're just trying to play a bowling game with giant, extra large balls, pinballs. Yeah, you can have one for $17.50. There's one for sale right here.
I'm good.
I want one of those.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not even joking. If I had an extra $17.50 laying around, I would jump on that because that game was fun. I think I could have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, that was like we could have played that for hours all day.
That was the
near the beginning too. Like we found that, so I was right by the Mario machine.
I think that's really the only thing that all of us played together.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of 4-player anything that we really got to do.
We didn't get to play Gauntlet.
Like
I said, we should play Gauntlet, but we kept getting like, oh, look at this. This is sparkly.
I wanted to go play that Gauntlet Legends that was over there, but it by the time I got everybody rounded up, it was broken. Like the screen tapped out.
We tried to play that hockey game together too, that foosball hockey table. But Charles and I played. I'm not sure if you got a chance to play.
Didn't.
Yeah.
You scored one goal on a lucky shot.
I know. That's hard.
I was just nailing my shots in.
I can't away one, so that game was hard.
It's like,
well, what about you, Turf? Where were some of your favorites?
Let's see. As far as video games went, the one that shocked me that I didn't really see coming was that hockey NBA Jam. I don't remember is it Hit the Ice? No.
I know what you're talking about. I know actually where it's located too. But
it's exactly like NBA Jam or NFL Blitz or whatever. It's the same midway type fun but it was hockey. And I don't know anything about hockey. I'm not good at hockey. I knew 2 hockey players. That was Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr. And the only reason I knew that is because I had a hockey game from a Nintendo 64. Or no, excuse me, from my Super Nintendo. Yeah, Wayne Gretzky, yeah. Brett Hull.
Chris Chelios.
That's 3.
What about Patrick Waugh?
Oh, yeah. Goalie.
He was a goalie. Iserman.
Yeah.
Is that a guy?
How about Stan Mikita?
Nope.
From Stan Mikita's Donuts in Wayne's World.
No. Oh, no, but yeah, no. Wasn't dude like Iserman, wasn't that a Detroit Red Wing?
I think so.
Anyways, so I know a handful of hockey players that have ever been in the. I know, yeah. Anyways, it was a fun game. I had a good time playing that. I had more fun playing pinball than anything.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I have a deep love that I didn't even know existed for pinball. It's so much fun. They're just so expensive to own.
And operate and maintain.
And all that. I don't want to buy one, but I sure would like to have one.
Do you have the space for one? I think that's another thing I take into account. Space.
I do have the space for one. Maybe if I got rid of my Cruising USA sit down cabinet, I got the space for anything. So I could do that. I got rid of my Vampire Knight arcade cabinet, which it was roughly the size of a I don't know, single wide trailer.
Oh wow!
So it was huge.
Wow.
It was massive. You could put a family of 5 in it for sure.
And Vampire? Really?
It's called Vampire Knight. It was a PS2 game too. It was a Guncom game.
Yeah, the gun game, yeah.
Yeah, I had an arcade cabinet in it, and it was enormous.
That's cool and all.
I had the deluxe edition, and it was really cool. It's a fun game, but it quit working on me, and I couldn't figure out how to fix it. So it got shipped to Pennsylvania, where somebody wanted it.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned gun games. I didn't see that many gun games at the expo. I saw Carnival and that sports shooting game, and
they had American Sports Shooting or whatever they call it.
That's what it was. Well, whatever it was.
Shooting Trainer, is that what it was? Where you shot the bottles and targets and stuff. I really liked that game. I played it actually quite a bit.
Yeah.
And they had, they said Carnival. They had
Maximum
Force. Right? Did they have an Area 51?
It was either that or Maximum Force.
They had a Maximum Force. They didn't have
Lethal Enforcers? Where?
They had a Lethal Enforcers. I was on that first row of arcade.
I don't remember that. Cool.
Behind the first row of pinball, it was a Lethal.
I played that. I always wanted to beat that game because it was always so hard, so difficult. So
yeah, I guess we could have.
Shit.
But yeah, it was a good weekend, man. A lot of good games, lots of fun that was had.
Yeah. Also on Friday we had pub trivia again, and that was
shout out to James who did that.
Yes,
way to go, James! A big round of applause for you, buddy.
Thanks for putting that together and all the work you did, and being a good MC. That can't be easy to gather all those nerds together and keep them in check and all that good stuff.
Keep all the as it goes on, and I'm guilty of this too. People pipe up, try to be funny, and they want to make the group laugh, and people do that. And some people are funny, and some people are not. And it's good to keep everybody lined in and because one person doesn't get a giggle that encourages the next guy, There's a domino effect. And it just kind of like a sine wave, amplify, or not a sine wave. Anyway, it repeats on itself. It amplifies on itself. You can imagine if you got a room full of nerds and there's like a handful of them that crack wise, and the rest of them just join in, and
eventually they're all gonna
it gets out of hand. So good on you, James, for keeping that crowd under control.
Yeah, the only thing I have against it was a little later this time. Last time it was around 5. This time it was around 9 o'clock, and by the time it was over, I was exhausted because all day traveling.
It was 11:30 before it was over with.
Yeah, all day on your feet. It was a very busy day, but had a blast with that. We came in 5th. We didn't do as well this time.
4th. We were 4th.
4th. Oh, sweet. 4th. I'll take it. All right.
We were just out of the money, which I'm glad we didn't win anything. I'm honestly glad because the big prize they gave out,
Yeah.
I didn't win. It was a gift certificate to a local barcade.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't win because I was already at the only barcade I wanted to be at in Louisville. So I'm glad somebody got it that would actually use it.
I think if we were to have gotten a prize, we would. Oh, sorry, Charles. What was that?
I was saying, well, we did come in second amongst the non-convention workers.
Oh, those guys weren't. They were just helping out. I found out that the convention isn't actually workers. It's
Well,
two dudes.
Yeah, they're all the volunteers who are working with
volunteers. They know the
like
ins
people
and outs.
volunteered for other stuff. So I'm not. It wasn't workers. It was just it wasn't rigged.
The Green Lanyard crew.
If we were to have won, I would have given them to someone else.
I would have given it to somebody random. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have, because I'm not going to use it. It would have just gone to waste.
Yeah, I love Louisville, but I'm not going to go just for a barcade. So
exactly.
So that was probably most. I think we discussed everything there was about Friday.
We got to eat Noodles and Company, which I love.
Noodles and shout out to
the
Noodles
only
and
one
Company.
I've ever been to is that one in Louisville, but it's fantastic. We've got better in Chicago. Well, I don't have better in Arkansas, so quit.
Just come up here.
We're having a food war again.
Chicago people are they're like people from Texas. You know, everything in Texas is bigger and better than you've ever seen. Chicago's the same way, apparently.
Our food is better than
yeah, it's bigger and better in Chicago. Up north, it's everything so much better. So, anyways, sorry, didn't mean to rant there.
That's all right. That's all right. You're angry.
24-hour dim sum.
Good Lord, we did that as well. After pub trivia, we said our fond farewells, and
we went to bed
for Saturday, and Saturday was the day. That's when everything was happening. Everything
we were busy.
Think of
we went hard in the paint all day Saturday.
It was very nonstop. I'm not even sure what time it began, but
we got up about 7. We ate breakfast about 8.
Yep.
We were there.
We beat the rush, by the way. I was so happy that we beat the breakfast rush. I was like, yeah.
Oh, you and me both.
Let Jenny sleep.
Yep. Let Jenny catch some Z's. And then after breakfast, I think we just went right back to it, didn't we?
Well, we got back to the con. It was there at we did last year. We went to the flea market. The year before, we went down. We did some game hunting. Yep. This time we didn't do squat, but arcade.
Yep.
We didn't do anything.
And I was fine with that.
That was it.
Yeah.
Now I feel we need to mention now at this point that the con floor opened at 10 o'clock. However, Turf, wily devil that he is, saw that someone was struggling with I think it was just some arcade cabinet. And he was like, here, buddy, let me get that for you. And he helped you buddy out. The convention floor for Turf opens at 9:30, not at 10. So this little rascal snuck in ahead of us. And then as soon as he walks in, I'm thinking we should have followed him. 1 second later, I get a text. You should have followed me. So he's in there enjoying himself, having a rip-roaring good time.
Man, I was front row to everything.
Yeah.
I played a lot of the WrestleMania pinball that was pretty popular over the weekend and kept a line. I played a lot of the Big Hurt baseball that I really enjoyed. That was a lot of fun.
That's a good one. I don't even like baseball, but that was a good one.
A lot of Medieval Madness while I was waiting on y'all. And this is all in the span of like 30 minutes, which I suck at pinball. So like a game can be 27 seconds. Yeah. And I did all this while I was waiting for the con to open. I was just like, hey, I'm in.
But hey, and we didn't go to the end of the line.
Yeah, we did not go to the end of the line. We just
waited in line. We just stood in the lobby, sat doors open. We just kind of went right in.
Yeah. Rebels. There's no please.
That guy was good. He was having trouble getting up there, so I was like, "Well, man, I'll help you out." And then once I figured out he's got this, I'm like, "See you, buddy." Mm-hmm. We got that thing in there. We were set up, so it was.
What was it? What did he set up anyway? What was it?
Sky Skipper is what it was, which is an early Nintendo game. It was, but he put it in that cabinet. It was a conversion of that cabinet. Sky Skippers actually they used to come in a Nintendo cabinet that looks just like Popeye. In fact, a lot of the Popeye boards were repurposed Sky Skipper boards. Huh. So occasionally here in the last year or so, people have been on the hunt for Popeye boards because they could possibly be the ones that you can just plug in new ROM chips and have a Sky Skipper, an original Sky Skipper. So that's what he had in that.
Okay. Cool.
Little trivia for you.
So after we got in, I think we all just kind of just milled about for a good couple hours. I mean, personally, I went to the console room and I played Parasol Stars for the Turbo Graphics 60, I think it was.
That was for the Turbo Graphics 60.
So much fun. I love that game. That game was great. It was just what I needed. Just a nice, easy 2D platformer. Well, not easy. It was still difficult, but man, so much stuff to play in there. I didn't know where to begin, so I started with, ancient history and worked my way up.
I didn't spend much time in the console room at all. I played what was that Turbo? It was like the Turbo 2 or whatever it was that didn't even come out here. It was like the Turbo Graphics 16 2.
Super Graphics.
Super Graphics. There we go. I played it, that Ghosts and Goblins on it for a little while, but that was the only console game I think I played.
Yeah. Yeah. Pinball was the name of the game this weekend, I think, for most of us. My favorite one, I didn't start playing it until maybe like midway through the morning. It was the Looney Tunes Pinball. I loved it. That was my favorite one the entire trip.
I'm with you. That
grew up on Looney Tunes, and anytime I get to hear those characters, I just get put into a good mood, and now combine it with pinball, perfect recipe.
Yeah, I'm with you. It was different. It wasn't overly complicated. It didn't have just a crazy rule set that you had to figure out. And it had that cool little inverted part, or not say inverted, it was slanted the other way.
Yeah.
That you get the ball up in and try to, that was neat. That was a fun one, man. It was a surprise. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I wasn't on the floors that much on Saturday.
You what?
I wasn't on the floor that much for Saturday. I had to go get ready for the costume contest.
Oh, let's talk about that then. Yeah. So we have a winner in our cast tonight. He's holding up a medal for the camera. If you're listening audio only, know that is a beautiful medal. Charles, tell us about this contest that you entered.
Well, I just figured, I went to the contest this year.
What contest?
The adult costume contest, or
there you go.
Loosely cosplaying, I guess. I don't know. Kind of, I guess, but not really.
Oh, you killed it. What are you talking about? Kind of cosplay. You were in character in the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Props.
Yeah. Bottle of whiskey.
So who'd you go as?
I went as Tapper. I had, a period suit for, early 19th centuries. Not 1900s, not 19th century, 1900 suit. So I put it on. I was going to do one thing like, you know what? I look better as Tapper in this, so I'm going to be Tapper.
Who are you going to be originally?
Who was it going to be? Dr. Watson from Sherlock Holmes, but I didn't have the full thing, so I'm changing it right now.
Tapper worked.
Yeah.
As soon as they announced you, this here's Charles as Tapper. I think Turf and I, we were both drinking, by the way. We both looked at each other and we're like, Tapper, that's awesome. Oh my God. Yeah, Charles. So then saw you go up, you did your little pose, and I was beaming. I was so proud. So proud.
It was excellent, man.
Did my hair the period look?
Yeah, you had the super greased up.
The hair, the stash.
I think you even used berry grease to fix that, like they would have in Deadwood or something.
Yeah, it was. Put my
I'm not
pomade up
Charles,
in there.
But what was that?
My pomade in there,
Yeah, Dapper Dan for sure.
Look great.
Going period.
Yeah. Not sure if you know this or not, but before you, way before you went on, Turf and I were going around doing our own judging. We're like, who are you supposed to be? Who are you supposed to be?
So can you tell me about your costume? Just straight up acting like we were involved in this costume contest, like we were judging it or something. I was like, can you tell me more about your costume? And people would just rattle on like, oh, who are you? And then they would do their little whatever pose. Like, yeah, we're just judging you. We're not judges.
Yeah. We're just judging, but with love.
One thing that helped is it was a different thing that that they don't see too often. That helped.
Oh, absolutely.
Because there's this one girl. She always does a Dark Link every year.
Yeah,
it's
been done.
Same guy in the Mario. Same guy in the Wario the past 3 years. Same thing. They've been doing the same thing. But
yeah, you got to shake it up. They had now the dude that won the best of show or whatever he had a sound wave from Transformers, which like G1 Transformers, and had I guess platforms he was walking on. I wouldn't really call it stilts.
He couldn't move.
He was like 8 foot tall, and had like a light up cannon on his arm or on his shoulder, excuse me. It was pretty impressive.
It was impressive. It was a work of art, but I mean, I don't know. Having done some cosplays before, like you want to be able to be comfortable and move around and take pictures and pose and whatnot. He couldn't do any of that.
He couldn't move.
Oh, he couldn't even take his own helmet off.
So that's why, like, I was rooting for Charles, but I was rooting for other ones who could actually, move.
Yeah, so. Like what was the people that won the group?
Kiki's Delivery Service.
There we go.
That was like the costumes were simple as hell. I mean, she was wearing a black dress and a red bow, and the dude was wearing like a striped shirt and jeans. But he
looked like Waldo.
Yeah, and he did, but they sold it. They were committed to their craft. So yeah, I was glad they won.
Absolutely, that was good on them. And they were friendly too.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone was there for the most part. Was friendly as far as I can tell.
Everybody was. I don't know. They stood out to me. Let me tell you who impressed me, and it was, I guess she won best prop. Was the chick with the Ghostbuster with the Miss Pac-Man thing?
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
That was cool.
That was original.
Yeah.
And maybe it wasn't. Maybe in the world of cosplay that's been done 1,000 times, and that was just her take on it. But to me, I've never seen anything like that. She had like a mini arcade cabinet for like a proton pack. It was like if Miss Pac-Man and Ghostbusters had a baby.
And that was actually wood.
That was wood. Oh, that was
she bumped into me a couple of times. I'm like, ow.
It was neat. She was proud of her patch that she sewed herself.
Mm-hmm.
So that was neat. That was fun.
Yep, that was cool.
But
Charles, how did it feel to be when they called you up? Like, did you feel like amazing?
Yeah, I was like, really? Me? Awesome.
Yeah, honestly, I'll be completely real with you, Charles. When I saw Soundwave, I'm like, you ain't got a chance in hell.
For best of show.
Well, I didn't know there was categories. I've never been involved in cosplay.
Yeah. But yeah, he got best. I got best retro character. That
was awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
I was like, holy crap, we won.
I know.
And then we started chanting OPB, and like some people next to us started chanting too. I don't know why, but
I don't know why. Like I said, when you're committed to your craft. So
there we go.
Nice.
It was pretty awesome.
Got to go for the win again next year.
Yeah. Start thinking of who you're going to be next year.
Oh God, I was thinking doing maybe Little Mac from Punch Out.
Ooh.
But I gotta get the hit the gym. They ain't got much here right now, so.
Hey, airbrush and magic marker.
My body is my costume. Do I want to do the pink hoodie?
Oh, only if I can get a bicycle and you'll chase me around. I'm fat enough to be Doc, just not black.
Why I gotta be black? Hey,
because Doc's black. That's why.
There was a Princess Peach as a male. A dude dressed as Princess Peach. So
it's Princess Furry Peach.
No, Princess Peach Fuzz.
Princess Peach Fuzz.
So you can be whoever you want.
Yeah.
And there was a black guy there dressed as Terry Bogard from Fatal Fury. So I mean, you know what?
He had the celebration thing down too. The throwing the hat.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I actually got to talk to him before the contest. We were playing some fighting game together, and cool dude. So glad I got to chat with him for a bit. So what else happened on Saturday? I mean, we did a lot.
We played a bunch of pinball. That's I did that more than anything. It was a blur. The rest of it was a blur.
Oh yeah,
we used our free apps. I know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah! Shout out to Wing Zone.
Yeah, shout out to Wing Zone for hooking us up. So if you ever in Louisville, check out Wing Zone. They hooked us up with some free wings and Boombas.
Oh God!
They hooked us up with some free apps. So we went over there and enjoyed a cerveza and some potato skin nachos that were freaking delicious.
I had
Boombas is amazing.
I had my flask with me. Filled with Maker's Mark.
He likes to party. He likes to party.
And that was a pretty classy flask to go with the suit I was wearing.
Very classy.
Well, if you're gonna wear a suit, I mean, might as well, right?
Had my cigar.
Wait, does Tapper have a cigar? I can't remember.
Nope, Charles did.
This was after that. I'm like, okay.
That was a celebration cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out. Boombas. Oh, that's one of the reasons why I look forward to going to that convention, because that place is so tasty. So good.
It was extra good.
Yeah.
Extra good.
We're eating that food on the way home in the car.
Was extra free.
Leftovers.
It was extra free.
And that's the thing, like we didn't spend that much money this year. Usually we buy games and souvenirs, but this year just food. It was mainly it.
That was it. I left the house with $450. And after booze and food, I paid for everything with cash except for gas. And so the hotel, booze, and food. I came back, I got home, and I was like, I got like $320 left.
Yeah, exactly.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it's I think I was like, you know what? Whatever I don't spend here, I'll just take it with me to Dallas.
Absolutely.
There.
So, just out of curiosity, did anybody else tip the waitress?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just me and Zach both gave her 20 each. So I gave her $20 because we were all paying for those. We're like, hey, when we first got there, I'm like, I promise we'll take care of you. Here's this. Just make sure we have drinks and service, because when people come in, they're notoriously cheap, and I was a server back in the day. Yeah. So I gave her $20 and to make sure she kept coming back around.
Yeah.
Zach, my brother, is a server still, so he takes care of every server every time. So he gave her $20. It's like, did anybody else tip? Because between the two of us, she made $40.
Yeah, she was taken care of as well. So
okay.
I think Jen and I gave her we gave her another 10 or something like that.
Okay. Well, it didn't matter. She did because she didn't have to do much. She just brought apps and
refilled drinks.
Refilled my Cokes.
Yeah.
So that was fun though. That was a good time. Honestly, I would just assume have a meal like that where we sat down, everybody ordered an appetizer, and everybody's just kind of sharing with each other,
Yeah.
That's fun to me. That's more communal than everybody getting their own thing. And it was neat.
Yeah, and that's a perfect restaurant for that too, because the portions are so big and generous. So yeah, just take a little bit of something, put it on your plate, pass it to the next person, and
me and Pete were down there enjoying the bruschetta, as the kids will.
Mm.
Man, those hot pretzels.
Oh, the pretzels.
Those are good.
Shout out to Boombas in Louisville, Kentucky. Good on you, man. That's a dandy of a place to eat.
Yes.
So after dinner, we went right back to it then. We just went back to the arcade floor.
Went hard in the paint.
Yeah. I was really bummed. There was no crazy taxi this year.
Yeah.
None of us needed to be driving anyways.
Well.
Listen to Mega Run do his video game nerdy hip hop.
Who?
The guy, the rapper, Mega Run.
Yeah, Mega Ran.
Oh. Cool. I was there. Yeah. So he was rapping about video games, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
He was over on the main stage. I was playing games during the time, and I kind of missed him. So I was playing pinballs and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think we really did it right this year. And I'm going to tell you, as far as timing stuff, we got up in the morning and went when there weren't crowds.
Yep.
And then we went to lunch. And then by the time we came back, other people were going to lunch.
Yep.
And so it thinned out. And then the afternoon, like around 5 or so, it got pretty thick.
Yeah. I mean, it's Saturday's its busiest day. There's going to be people. And, I know that kids and their parents, they want to enjoy it as well. Saturday is their day off, so makes sense.
Absolutely. And I mean, they should. And that's cool and all.
Yeah.
And then they go, when it started to thin out, we went and ate supper probably about 7 or so.
Yeah.
8, whenever the costume contest was over with. And so I really didn't notice the crowds because it seemed like when the crowds were their thickest, we were doing something else,
And if you wanted to play something, waiting in line wasn't that bad. Like the only time I had to wait a long time for something was just to try out the Houdini pinball machine. I tried it once and I was done. And I was like, all right, well, at least I tried it. And that was it.
I liked the Houdini pinball, except for the dude was over your shoulder while you're playing it.
He was like, hey, how's it going? Yeah.
I really like to talk.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah. I remember that. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he was right there, just right in your business while you're sitting there playing it. So I was like, okay, I'll just move on.
Yep.
I made it all weekend and did not go play the Pirates of the Caribbean pinball. Did anybody else?
I forgot that was there.
I did not play
just
that
mentioned
one,
it.
It was over like at a booth.
Oh yeah, I remember it now, but I just
over on the back wall or the side wall.
Yeah.
And I never played it, and I meant to make a point to play that, and I just didn't.
I played the Guardians of the Galaxy one. That was cool.
It was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah. And the Ghostbusters, I played that one already.
The Ghostbusters, the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Star Wars one. The one that I really liked was the Batman 66.
Yeah.
That was fun. Of course, I'm a fan of the cheesy Batman. I like my Batman with a little bit of a belly, you know.
Fat man.
I like my Batman in spandex, not rubber.
Not armor.
No rubber nipples.
Not like linked chainmail.
But no, I really like just the cheese of the Batman 66. I like the sound effects and stuff. So that one was neat. I'd like to have spent more time playing it than what I did.
Okay. All right. Well,
speaking of did you play that tilting pinball?
Which one?
Game?
I never did. The only time I was over there by it, I didn't have anybody to play with.
It is weird.
Which one?
I was playing with someone that tilting pinball.
Where you take the joystick and had to rotate.
Yeah,
that was cool.
That was weird. It's cool. It's what I didn't really get a chance to understand what the hell was going on with it. Then I have a chance to read everything on it. You just move a ball around on the board.
You remember those labyrinth games?
Yeah,
the little board game that had the two knobs and you had to try to get the marble through it without hitting the holes. That's what it kind of reminded me of.
But there was no set way to do it. You just kind of get the ball to go down certain tracks and then
try to get that momentum going. It was hard. So
I didn't get a chance to play that one. Played the Joust. Joust pinball's fun.
That was fun.
Head 2-player pinball. That's neat.
Varkanon's fun. The
vertical one.
Yeah, that is neat.
You're standing at the Varkanon, is that what it's called?
Whatever, something close
like
to that.
You're standing in front of it like it's an arcade cabinet. It looks like an arcade cabinet, but it's actually a pinball, but it's on a mirror. There's a mirror tilted down. The pinball's actually down below you, but you're looking straight ahead and you're trying to play pinball. It looks like you're playing pinball vertically. Super cool. It really messes with your senses because you're trying to figure out how the ball's moving up.
Yeah, then you got the one in the inside, the inner field.
So there's so much variety. I loved it.
There's not too many of those out there anymore, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, what are you guys hoping for next year's? Like, is there anything you guys would have changed?
Better vendors.
Better vendors. Okay.
Yeah.
It looked like there was one
yard sale.
There was one guy that had some cool stuff. He had a Miracle Piano prototype, which the NES cartridge prototype. I was like, man, Daddy could be into that. It had the Softworks tools sticker on it, from the company. I was like, oh man, I could really get into that. But it was $400.
Yeah, so, there it is.
There was a sealed Adventures of Lolo, which I wouldn't mind having because I do love me some Lolo.
Mm-hmm.
But that guy had some decent stuff. The other people had trash. And there was that guy in the corner had pretty good stuff. Had some good stuff, but it was so overpriced.
Yeah.
I just wasn't a fan of that. Oh, I'll tell you what, there was something that I passed up that I wish I would have bought.
Oh, I know what this is. Go ahead.
Stupid wrestling game. There's a Japanese Mega Drive game called Wrestle War. All right, I need y'all to Google this. If you're listening to this, I want you to hit the Google machine and go find Wrestle War Mega Drive.
That Google Maps.
You'll see a picture of a gentleman that is identical to Hulk Hogan on the cover, but it's not Hulk Hogan. It's like Terry Logan or something, like Terry Morgan maybe.
It's ridiculous.
It's a complete ripoff. They didn't have the rights to use any of these wrestlers, but they made their likeness in this game. And I didn't know what it was. Like, it's like a knockoff. Hulk Hogan did this, a knockoff game. That's kind of cool. And then I Googled it that night and came back the next day because I've got to have this. It was only $10 too. That's what's so bad. It was like 30 on eBay. So I'm like, I was like, man, I got to have that. And then I came back and it was gone.
It was gone. Yep.
I bought absolutely squat there. Absolutely nothing.
I
bought one game for $5, but that's about it. So, what were you going to say, Charles? Sorry.
I got nothing either. I didn't buy anything, but I did. I was gifted this guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you ended up with that.
Yeah, my buddy won that for me. And then Zach gave me the Resident Evil trading card game. So you know what? I gotta share the love. So I gave that to Charles.
That is a very cool poster.
Yeah.
Yes.
I kinda wanted
Famicom disk system stuff.
So
Yeah, I kind of wanted that, but nobody thought about me, so I'll just
you were drinking somewhere. I couldn't find you.
Yes, I was. I was easy to find. What are you talking about?
You're
Where's
easy
the
to
loud
hear.
guy?
Couldn't find you though.
Yeah, where's the loud guy? I was like, we saw him. He's over there. He's having fun. He's talking to somebody. He's got this guy cornered, and he's talking his ear off. That's
Speaking of which, we're gonna hopefully have some new guests here coming up soon, as well.
I've definitely got to get a hold of some people this week. This is the only thing I came away with was these little wooden tokens they were giving out. This Louisville Arcade Expo. That's the only thing I came back with.
I almost got a trophy too in the mystery game.
Oh yeah, this was Sunday. Yeah.
Okay, so
What
we get up Sunday morning. We call Saturday night a night. We put Saturday night to bed because Saturday night needed to go to bed desperately. They shut it down on us. So we all
That's always fun.
Well, and luckily, thank God in heaven that we couldn't find the after party. I'm really glad that I couldn't find it.
Yeah, Turf was like, "Where's the after party? Where's the after party?" I'm like, "Turf, are you for real?" He's like, "Yeah,
Dude,
we're
I
gonna find
was
the
for
after
real.
party."
That was the
And,
thing.
like, I was like, you know what? You have fun. I am worn out.
Well, I was tuned in and ready to go, man. I was on my level, and I'd leveled up, and so I was trying to find that. Didn't find it, so I said, "Screw it, we'll go to bed." So we Sunday morning we get up and we don't make it to breakfast because reasons. Because Saturday night.
Because alcohol.
Yeah, I had a bottle of water and a package of crackers and some almonds for breakfast. Yep. Breakfast of champions. So we did that, and then we hit the floor again at 10 o'clock. Just raring to go. Squeeze some 2 more hours in before we leave.
Yeah.
Well, we fiddle fart around, we play our games because it's slow Sunday morning. You can just play whatever you want to. I mean, just do your thing, because everybody did the same thing we did Saturday night, but they can't get up because they're not champions. And then 11:30 rolls around and they're going to do a mystery NES game tournament. I'm like, well, mystery NES game, that's just for daddy. So I get my ticket, and Zach says, hey, I'm going to get a ticket. And then Philip says, hey, I bought a ticket to the Smash tournament.
Phil already had a ticket, but Phil forgot because Smash.
So then Charles comes over and says, hey, I want to get a ticket. And Philip says, I really don't want a ticket. So he gave him his ticket, and then he got to be Philip the rest of the time.
Yeah, how'd that feel?
Fabulous.
I feel pretty.
Naturally.
Oh, so pretty.
Pretty. Anyways, so that game, what was it called again? Off-road rally?
Ivan Iron Man Stewart Super Off-Road.
Jeez. It's a mouthful. But anyway, so
that's what she said.
It didn't look very good. Well, not very good. It looked good,
game.
But I'm not very good at it. Let's just say that.
I'm horrible at it. I'm bad, so I didn't even make it out of the first round.
But Charles did really well.
I'm excellent.
I'm good at it. I just got to conserve my nitros in competition, so I can't upgrade.
Where you can't buy nitros? Isn't that the whole point of this whole thing? Was to buy?
They did. They made it where you couldn't buy anything else, and you were playing 4 races. So, but you couldn't buy anything in between races. So Charles blows through all of his nitros in the beginning and wins the first 2 races and comes in last the next 2.
Yeah, but he still came out on top, which is
right. But points wise, he still came out on top. So he got to move on. And then the next round, in the final round, if he'd won a couple races and then you came in second a bunch of times. I came in
second consistently until the last one.
Until the last one, and then he got tied up with another dude. The guy that he had to beat was in last place, and the dude that was in last place tied up with Charles and wasn't even have a dog in the fight and caused a tie.
Yeah.
So, man, you got second. You should have come out on top. You got hosed. You got hosed by somebody just causing ruckus.
But for the second place tiebreaker, I just
schooled him.
I blew away. I ran that one pretty.
Because you got to use all your nitros.
I got to upgrade and do everything. So, but that first one, the first track, I know the nitro locations where you push it, you get the extra boost.
Yeah.
I got that one memorized.
Good for you. That's awesome.
I haven't played that game that much, but that game is fun.
Yes.
Yeah. It looks hard. I just don't think I'd be very good at it.
That one and Danny Sullivan's Indie Heat are pretty much the exact same game. except for it's like IndyCar instead. So there's not ramps and stuff.
But
it's fantastic.
Theoretically, I have beat the game.
There you can.
Yeah, you have to. You play through every track twice. So,
well, I'm a player.
I've done that a couple times, and that takes a long time to do.
Well, there you go.
For you. After that tournament, I think that's when we all had to say our goodbyes. We ended on a good note.
Yeah, we believe.
And once again, Louisville just comes and goes, and nothing more but a distant memory at this point.
I think it's sliding further from my house. It gets further away every year.
How you mean?
Because the drive gets longer.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I'm moving further west or it's moving further east. But it seems like the first year, I was like, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump. No big deal. And then the next year, I was like, man, that's a long drive. And then this year, I was like, good Lord, am I ever going to get there? Especially coming back, I couldn't get out of Kentucky. It seemed like I was in Kentucky till dark.
Jeez.
And you want to be in Kentucky till dark.
You don't want to be in Kentucky after dark. That's
especially in Nowheresville, Kentucky.
Well, on that note, I have to say, amazing weekend, gentlemen. I had a blast, and this episode was great because I love talking about our trips together and reminiscing, and I can't wait for the next one. So
definitely got to get all these guys up here.
There really needs to be like a Memphis or Little Rock, one close to me that y'all can drive down here, and I don't have to go anywhere.
Turf Con.
I'd be out for a Memphis one. I'm sure there's one in Memphis. There's got to be.
There's not anything in Memphis. I've steadily looked. There's not a big retro game scene in Memphis.
Huh.
Interesting.
The reason I know that is because I've found way too many really good games for really cheap in Memphis. Like for their yeah.
Here's an idea. You could hold Turf Con in your garage, and the two of us will show up.
In my garage. What are you talking about?
We'll show up. We'll show up one weekend. I'll bring the Green River.
Man, let me tell you, if you're not from Chicago or you're anywhere near Chicago or you have a possibility of buying Green River soda, get you some. It's lime-flavored popsicle soda. It's delicious. Now, you better like sugar because it sure is sweet. But man, Green River.
Ding. Well, Turf Con, I'm going to give the floor to you so you can do our goodbye spiel real quick.
I'll tell you what, if you enjoyed this episode of Our Parents' Basement, just like always, there's 91 other episodes right over there on the YouTubes. Check those out. Hit the like button, subscribe so you never miss a notification. Yeah, hit the bell too. That way you know when we go live. Now, the real juicy juice of this podcast is on the audio-only version. You can download us on your mobile device and take us anywhere you could possibly want to go. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Spotify, Tuned In, you name it. We're there. And
we're square.
Yeah. And you're square. No.
I'm proud of it.
We're there. So download it. Take it with us. Take us with you. If you want to talk to us, we love the feedback. We love to hear from y'all. So hit us up on Facebook.com/OPB podcast. Twitter, OPB at OPB podcast on Twitter, on Instagram. Hit us up on the email, opbpodcast@gmail.com. We love to hear from y'all. We love the comments. We love meeting y'all. Shout out to Flashback that we got to see this weekend in Louisville. I forgot to mention that earlier. We got to hang out with a guy that enjoys the show. So that was awesome, man. Once again, had a good time with you guys. I cannot wait till next year. Cannot wait till Dallas or TurfCon, whichever comes first.
Well, hopefully it'll be TurfCon because Dallas seems so far away. So that being said, thank you for listening and watching, and we will be back next week with a new episode. So until then, my friends.
Deuces.
See you guys.